Your girl is live. Welcome, 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 everybody. I know it's in the dark a little bit because it's early, early in the morning. It is 7:12 in the morning in the great state of Texas, and it is cloudy as f. And I am the infamous Kiki. You're watching my live. I apologize for the video quality in advance. Uh, so sorry, but it is what it is. If it looks a little grainy, a little dark, it's cloudy here. Like I said, welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. Please make sure you hit the like button. You subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 700 subscribers someday. But I'm glad that you're here. I know most of you guys are not going to watch this live. You're going to watch it on a rewatch because it's early in the morning, Central Standard Time. And I'm headed to work. I'm driving to work. Most of my videos, I'm either in bed or I'm driving just because I live a very hectic, busy life. Anyway, welcome to my channel where I review TV shows, movies, pop culture events sometimes. Sometimes I do a little news here and there, report on what's going on in the news. Check out my other videos, my other 90-day fiance videos, my Love During Lockup. I'm going to do Love After Lockup when the new season starts. I'm gonna do a recap, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, make sure you hit that notification bell, and please comment. Please, that helps the algorithm. Like, comment, definitely subscribe. Helps out my channel. I'm trying to get to a thousand of y'all, so my channel can get monetized, so I can make some ducats, y'all. Like really, oh my god. But we just keep it light and fresh. If you've never been here, I don't I don't take these reality shows too seriously. We're gonna talk about 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life, the tell all, and the in particular because I don't watch Single Life, y'all. I watch 90 Day Happily Ever After, barely. I only cover a few of the couples. I haven't done the video this week for what happened, but I don't do the Single Life because I just started watching 90 Day literally like 2 seasons ago. So I didn't. I watched the season when Kim came on there. The Kimberly season was the first season I actually watched through the whole thing. I have went back and watched recaps on people's channels of some of the older people because I didn't know some of these people come back on the show multiple times. So I didn't know about Baby Goat Lisa, for instance, and all that. I had to go back and watch all that. So I have went back and watched some previous seasons in certain in recaps and stuff like that. So I don't watch A Single Life because, to be honest with you, I don't know Veronica and Natalie. I know Cole and his mama Debbie. I went back and watched their season, but that's really about it. I don't really know the backstories for these people. So there's no point in me watching about them dating. I don't care. However, I did catch, and I didn't watch the tell all either, but I did catch the part where, which blindsided me. I saw it on somebody else's channel about Jamal. Jamal is actually dating somebody by the name of Veronica. Veronica is American, and I believe she was dating a dude that was from overseas. I don't know that guy's name. It's finna get real dark, y'all. Sorry. Let me get back in the light. Come to the light, Caroline. But so Veronica was on a season with some other dude. I don't know his name. I guess he's from another country. I don't know if they got married. I don't know their whole backstory. I don't know what it is. But Veronica is dating someone else, and so they bring him out. And to my shock, I was like, "What?" Like again, I don't watch the gossip for a lot of these for shows I don't watch. So I don't get online and in these streets and look at Mary Pants or whatever these other gossip. The only gossip channel I watch is According to Amber on YouTube, which she's great. If you don't know who According to Amber is, but she doesn't cover 90 Day Single Life. She that shit is, from what I hear, the show was just kind of boring. A lot of people didn't cover it. So Veronica's dating somebody, and they're like, okay, and then out comes Jamal. Kim and Usman's Jamal. Kim's son Jamal. Jamal that everybody crushes on. Cute Jamal. Now, if you don't know anything about Jamal, some backstory. Jamal has a degree. Jamal is an educated man. He has a job working for some insurance company. He's like an accountant or a banker or something like that. So he has a nice career. Jamal, so far I know of, doesn't have any kids. Never been married. I think he's like 27, 28 years old. Still a young man, according to me. I mean, for me, that's a young man. I'm almost 50. So he's still in the prime of his life to me. And so it turns out he's dating Veronica, who is a cast member on Single Life. And then, they asked, like, what they did and how they met, apparently, which is strange to me, but I hear more and more of this because I guess, well, no, I guess I know that she knew him from the show and saw him on the show, and then he was going to be in LA or someplace. I don't know, it was LA or Florida, one or the other. And I guess she found out about it. I don't know how she found out that he was going to be there. Maybe there was like some kind of cast party or get together, and she found, and then maybe she was on his social media, and he said something about it. And so she slid in his DMs asking him, since he was going to be in her city, did he want to come and hang out? And again, I guess she pulled a Kimberly. I guess, I don't know. And let me speak on that. I find this odd that people are sliding in people's DMs, like not on these reality shows. These reality shows, they message each other all the time to be on each other's live. You may see Deontay from Love After Lockup, and he'll have people on the show. So I understand cast members being on the same show, but Jamal ain't really a cast member. His mom is, but there's other people, just regular people, that slide into semi-famous, quasi-famous people's DMs, and I'm like, how does that even work? Like, that's a discussion that I think we need to have. Has anyone out there slid into someone's DM? I have never in my life slid into somebody's DMs. I mean, regardless, not unless I'm there to ask them a question, or we cool, we friends, or we gonna do a live together or something. But how is people sliding into people's DMs? Can somebody explain that to me? What do you say to somebody who's been on a reality show like Deontay? He met his girl Cece, the girl that he with, cause she slid into his DMs. And a lot of people on these reality shows are quasi-famous, semi-famous, who are not on the shows anymore. They meet people by sliding into people's DMs. How does that work? I mean, I've never in my life sat there and watched a reality show and been like, ooh, that dude is cute. Let me go over here and let me slide in his DMs real quick. If I had slid in someone's DMs, it's because I was trying to get an interview, or trying to dig some dirt for somebody else's channel. Yes, I have done that. I admit there's 2 YouTubers that I have gotten information for. And so, but I ain't never slid in nobody's DMs like, okay, I'm interested in this person. Like, I don't, maybe because I'm socially inept. I don't even know what to say. I don't, like I said, maybe it's just me. I don't even know how to flirt with people. Like, how do you, like I understand if you're on a dating app, like that's how you get to know somebody, because y'all are both on a dating app. Now that I have experience with, but there are plenty of YouTubers out there that, or social media people been on shows that I found attractive, but I never thought for 1 second, well, I mean, to me, that just seems, I'm sorry, is it just me, or does that seem desperate? Like, what do you say to someone you slide in the DMs? Like, hey, how you doing? And like I said, I'm not talking about Veronica, because she could be like, oh, I was on the show, and I saw you on the show. So I understand that. But how is a regular smuggler person, do you send somebody a message going, hey, I saw you on this show, and I mean, what kind of conversation do you have from there? Hey, I saw you on this show, I liked your season, you're pretty cute. Like, that just sounds, is it just me, or does that sounds desperate as fuck? Like, how do you strike a conversation with somebody? I don't know. I don't know. To me, I'm just not that person. I'm not about to go up to somebody at a bar or club and start talking to them. And I'm not about to slide in no mofo's DMs talking about, hey, I saw you on this show, you looking good, blah, blah, blah. Cause that just sound, and on top of that, no one's sliding in my DMs either. Like, so maybe because no one's sliding in my DMs, I don't know how it goes. But I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. My Facebook is very private, very, very private. But I'm on Twitter. You can catch me on Twitter if you don't know. I'm the infamous Kiki on Twitter, and then Instagram. I'm underneath Falling Star Naturals Media. That's Falling Star Naturals Media, one word. And you can add me on there, but I ain't had nobody sliding. And the only time people slide in my DMs is like marketing. Like, hey, Would you like to sell this product? Hey, I can do this for your business. I only get spam and shit. I don't get no dude like. I think there's only been like 3 times I've ever been on Instagram where anybody has really slid in my DMs, and I thought that they were trying to flirt with me and not sell me something. But and then again, I don't get a lot of DMs either. Like I said, most of this all the stuff I get on my DMs is spam. Twitter, I don't have anyone sliding my DMs on Twitter. No, the only people that message me on Twitter is few and far between. Is people that I know. They're asking me stuff or inviting me to something or some people that I know. But yeah, I was like, I just want to know people out there. Y'all tell me, how is that done? Like, I don't know. It just seems, for a woman, to me, I hate to sound sexist as fuck, because y'all know I don't like sexism, misogyny. But to me, as a woman, it just seems very desperate for you to be sliding some dude's DMs that you saw on a reality show, and you're trying to like hook up with him. I guess, like I said, I don't even know how does that go. And then like a lot of times you message people, they get back to you, but then they busy. So what do? You just keep messaging. It's like it takes a level of pursuit that I just, I'm not built for. I'm not built to be chasing nobody. If I send a message in your DMs and we message back a few times, and then all of a sudden I don't hear from you, I'm not gonna be like a day or two later being like, oh hey, it's me again. Hi. You didn't send me after you didn't message me back. I didn't move on. I don't have that level of patience. Maybe some of y'all do, but I don't, because again, I figure that most people are busy. I'm busy, and if I don't hear from you for a day or two, I'm not gonna just keep messaging you and being like, oh yeah, hey, it's me again. Like that's just cringy to me. It just sounds like, okay, you desperate. Like, and then I'm a type person, I'm a get to the point kind of girl. So I'm just kind of like, why are you messaging me? Like, if some dude would message me like once or twice, I'd be like, okay, so what is this? And I'm very blunt, and that comes across sometimes that rubs people the wrong way, because I'm not flirty. So all them people watching this, dudes watching this, that may, or women or men maybe watching this, if you slide my DMs, the first thing I'm gonna say to you after a few pleasantries, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. I saw you on YouTube. Okay, great. Infamous Kiki. Yeah, I like your videos. That's nice. About the third or fourth message, I'm gonna be like, okay, so get to the point. What do you want? Are you selling something? Are you advertising something? Do you want to do a business deal? Are you trying to hit on me? You trying to fuck me? What? Like that's my attitude. I don't have time for this flirty. Ooh, what are you doing? Look, dude. You're not my mama. You're not my best friend. So why are you messaging me? So what do you want? Do you think I'm cute? What? I mean, what? Like, what? I'm a get to the point kind of girl. So I ain't got time for, let's talk about my day and the weather and what I'm doing at work and what I'm wearing. I don't have time for that. I'm like, get to the fucking point. So anyway, I digress. So Veronica and Jamal, they met up. They start talking. And then I guess she was like, meet up. And he was like, hey, well, how about I take you to dinner? So make a long story short, Jamal and Veronica they had sex. They shared an intimate moment. And they asked Jamal, so what's going on? Y'all seeing each other? Y'all dating? And he was like, we seeing each other. It's not exclusive. We are free to, Jamal said he is seeing other people. And Veronica said that she wasn't seeing other people. Not that she couldn't, but she just wasn't. And you can tell that Veronica really liked Jamal. She was really smitten with Jamal. And he seems like a nice dude. And he was just saying that he wasn't ready for a relationship, and he is seeing other people, and sleeping with other people, and he's not ready to settle down. And so that was it. That was what it was. And I was watching My Thoughts, which is a YouTube channel, who's been a big fan of Jamal. She said that he came across as bad. And then behind the scenes, so I was like, okay. So then behind the scenes, they have Veronica and Jamal. You know how they go backstage and they sit backstage. So they had Natalie. I only know her by name. I don't know her. She's from Ukraine or Czechoslovakia, someplace. And some other chick, I don't know who she was. And they were sitting there asking Jamal all these questions like it was any of their business. It was not. And then the one of them sit there and saying, well, you sound like a fuckboy. That's when I had a problem. And then I was watching My Thoughts, and she was saying, and then Jamal kind of went off like, how am I a fuckboy? So he got confrontational, got mad. So My Thoughts was saying, well, that she thought it put Jamal in a bad light. In other words, she was saying that he went down the peg, that he came across as being rude or aggressive or mean. I don't and I'm gonna defend Jamal, and I'm not defending Jamal because I think he's cute or anything. He's cute, but he ain't that cute. Like some of y'all be sweating his nuts, like y'all be really in love, but I'm not. I have to say that Jamal responded as a grown person. A fuckboy is somebody who says they want to be with you and they only want to be with you and they lying to you and they seeing a bunch of females. That's a fuckboy. A fuckboy is somebody that has nothing going on for themselves but they eggplant. That's what a fuckboy is. So it's somebody that's disingenuous, that lies, that uses women. But Jamal's not a fuckboy, and it was wrong of them to come at Jamal like that. And there's nothing wrong with the way he responded, because again, if I'm telling somebody I don't want a relationship, if I'm telling somebody I want to see other people, it's nothing serious, it's kind of casual right now, then that's not a fuckboy. That's somebody who's not ready for a relationship. And he has a right to be mad. It'd be like me sitting in backstage with a dude after we done been out there on a reality show, and me saying, I'm not ready for a relationship, want to date other people, and the dude sitting there asking me, well, that kind of sounds like you a hoe. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, cause calling somebody a fuckboy, is not a positive thing, and it's you basically calling somebody a male hoe. So I didn't understand my thoughts or what she was saying, that the way Jamal reacted wasn't bad. No, the way he reacted was appropriate. Like, it was like, that's, and he didn't yell or scream or start cussing nobody out. He acted very calmly, and he was like, yo, that's out of line. Yeah, because that's very disrespectful to call somebody that, because Jamal is not a fuckboy. He's not lying. And if he's not ready for a relationship, he's being an adult. He's being a grown ass man. That's what you do as an adult. And I think that some people, I'm not saying my thoughts on her YouTube channel, but I think some people are upset because when people don't want relationships and then they get involved with people, that's where I have an issue. When Veronica was out there with the tell-all lady, I don't know her name, I forgot her name. She does the interviews, and the other dude that was up there, that the dude I guess Veronica used to date or something like that, he was saying that he felt like Veronica was lowering herself, and I guess that was a poor choice of words, because she's not getting what she wants. And I tell women all the time, the real life lesson is this: if Veronica, I don't know her story or situation, nobody really knows except for her. But if Veronica wants marriage and wants a relationship, like the dude was saying, then she needs to stop deluding herself and find somebody who wants a relationship. Again, you women out there, all women, you cannot get with somebody, with a man who is telling you, I don't want a relationship, this is casual, I'm dating other people, and thinking that, one day he'll come around. Women, stop this shit. And then villainize the dude because he's still fucking other women. He's still seeing other women. So I've seen women do this. I've been guilty of this as well. A dude is not a fuckboy if he's telling you he just wants to fuck. And that's it. But you really like this guy, and you're thinking, he's gonna come around. If I just hold out, he's gonna want a relationship with me. If I just stick with it and give him enough pussy, he'll see my value. And then eventually, sometimes that does happen, yes. But if it doesn't happen and months go on, I done seen people go through this for years. Now look, your girl ain't did no shit like that. I done seen people do this for years. Messing with a dude that's messing with 5 other women, they cousin, they sister, they mama, they auntie. I mean, I know somebody that they had a dude, he was community peen. He was for everybody. And he told her, girl, I'm for everybody. And then she's like, he's a terrible person. He's a fuckboy. Well, Okay, but didn't he tell you that he was for everybody? Same thing with men out there. Again, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. If a girl is telling you, okay, I'm seeing other dudes, I want to be with other people, this is just casual, it works both ways. You can't go out there and call her a track star or a hoe or she a thought. No, honey, you knew what you was getting into. You just thought that you was gonna change the outcome. Stop trying to make chicken. Stop trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, y'all. That's the lesson of the relationship. So Jamal is not an F boy. He's being a grown man. Is honest. You don't know what Jamal has been through. Maybe he's seen these men that Kim has dated. Maybe he's seen his father lie and cheat, and he don't want to repeat that pattern. So yeah, I mean, maybe he don't want to. He like, okay, I done seen these dudes sit up here and lie to women all the time, lie to my mama all the time. I'm not gonna do that. And that's what a grown man is supposed to do. So no, I didn't like Natalie and that other chick attacking Jamal. I don't agree with people saying that it made Jamal seem like he's in a bad light. No, Jamal is a grown man who's making a mature decision. He's being honest with who he is, but people just don't want to hear it. And that's something as women, I see a lot more with this with I see more of this with women than I do with men. I'm just gonna be honest. And women will get with these men who ain't shit. You know he ain't shit. Your mama done told you he ain't shit. Yeah, the sister done told you they ain't shit. Hell, his dog and cat is like, you know our owner ain't shit, right? Like, they looking at you in the corner like, he ain't shit. This the third woman he done had over this week. And you know this. And you know this, ladies. And you know that you are not down for that. That you are looking for a relationship. So Veronica, if she is looking for a relationship, she is looking for someone to love. If she is smitten with this dude, because she looked very smitten, but that's not Jamal's fault that Veronica is smitten. That's not his worry or his fault or whatever. He's expressed to her what his needs are and what he is looking for and what he is want so far out of between them. You can't go into any situation with somebody thinking you're going to change that person. The same thing with the opposite way around. If you're dating someone and they're telling you, I want a relationship, I want to be with somebody, I want to be married, I want to have kids, that's what I'm looking for, and that's not, and you know damn well that you trying to hit them draws, and you know damn well that you are not looking for a relationship, you're not ready for a relationship, then you need to be honest with that person and be like, you know what, that's not what I'm looking for. Is that okay with you? Because I'm not looking for a relationship or no kids or settling down any damn time soon. And if they say they are okay with that, I would still proceed with caution. Because if they say they're okay with that and y'all dating, and then they tend to get more clingy and more clingy and more clingy, and they're calling you all the time, and you're like, look, I'm on dates with other women, but they seem to get an attitude whenever you mention about being or going with somebody else, then that person is not ready for anything casual, and you need to cut it off and let it go. So it works both ways. You know, don't string people along either way. Whether they want a relationship or want something casual, y'all need to be on the same page. And like I said, too many women fall into this trap and then turn around and blame the man. So again, I'm not up here blaming Jamal for nothing. I'm not blaming him for shit. Jamal to me was very gracious. I'm itching my foot, and Jamal just seemed for me, like I said, like a good dude. And I just, maybe him and Veronica will work out. Good morning, and good morning, Edith. And maybe him and Veronica won't. But the point is, people trying to bash Jamal like he's some kind of like scallywag. He's not. He's a man that's saying he's not ready for a relationship, not ready to settle down, and that's his right as a person to say that. As a decent person, he's saying that. He wants to date other people. He's saying that. And then the fact that anybody would drag Jamal because of that, that's just, to me, that's one-sided and childish. It's childish to me. It's childish. And the way Jamal handled it, people are like, well, how else was he supposed to say it? They up here calling him a fuck boy. What would you want him to say? Yeah, I'm a fuck boy, and just roll over like a dog? Like, he gonna be like, hold up. Yeah, he got offended. Because he's not a fuck boy. That's not a definition of a fuck boy. It's just people bring their own insecurities and their own emotional baggage a lot of times when they're watching these shows. Again, I'm not trying to point out anybody or trying to say that about my thoughts or anything like that. Nothing like that. I was just watching her show and I'm like, normally I agree with her, but then this time I was like, girl, what? I was like, okay. Jamal just seems like a dude. He seems like a 27, 28-year-old man. And then, in the way he handled it, I thought he handled it pretty good. Because if somebody up there calling my son a fuck boy, I would have went off. Somebody up there calling me a hoe, basically. Oh, Keisha, you a hoe. What? Well, fuck you, bitch. Like, what do you mean? Like, So, yeah, I think he defended himself aptly. And, he had a right to defend himself. You got two chicks over here trying to be like, well, you're not ready for a relationship. And, well, what the fuck is this? You even know. You barely even know this bitch. You're like, really? Y'all just starting shit because y'all want to start shit. Like, the other two, Natalie and the other chick or whoever, they was just talking shit. They don't know what's going on. They was just talking shit. Really, that's all they was doing, bumping their gums and talking shit. So I'm going to defend Jamal until I see some bad behavior otherwise. I like the way he did with Usman and his mom. And he was very mature about it and giving Kim some things to think about. And he didn't want his mom to be in that messed up situation and doing the most for Usman while Usman do the least. They talking about adopting a child. This is a crazy storyline. I'm like, it's child trafficking. Is somebody watching this show? Because we got some scam. Like, I'm like, is immigration watching this? Because this is some scammer ass child trafficking shit they got going on that show. Period. And so, and Kim just like, well, we'll see how it happens. Kim, do you really want to raise a Kim, do you want to raise a child at 50 some years old? You got an adult. Kim should be living her best life. She should be dating somebody, not adopting no kids, and living her best damn life. At 50 something years old, she should be working on the way to retirement or whatever. Not going back to Syria, not dealing with Usman's bullshit. Same thing with Jenny and Summit. Jenny and Summit, they should be living their best lives. Jenny should be living her best retired ass life with another dude. Maybe get her little tenderoni that's like in his 50s. That's who Jenny should be with. And Summit should be out there living his best life with some beautiful, beautiful Indian lady and having beautiful, beautiful brown Indian babies. Like, that's what he should be doing too. That's what Summit should be doing. And Usman need to want to be rock star, record in America, collab, tour around the world, and then when he's ready, go settle down with some Muslim, pretty young Muslim thing, some pretty Nigerian lady, and eventually have some babies and do his thing. But people need to do what they want. But I just had to come on here and just defend Jamal for a minute because I'm like, he's being a grown ass man. I commend him. When he said, we're just dating, I'm seeing other people, I'm not ready for a relationship, I was like, well, you got you a real one. Whatever woman that gets Jamal, from what I know about him, and he was decent enough to get on a reality show and just be honest about his situation, whoever gets Jamal when he does decide to settle down is going to have a real one. Like I said, I read about Jamal, about him, he's educated, he got a good job. Yeah, he would be a good catch for any woman. But, on top of that, again, I'm gonna say it again. Jamal's probably seen some things. He's probably seen his mom be treated like shit by men, and that affects you. From the time that you little, your dad cheated, and as he got older, I'm sure he knew what time it was and what was going on. And the people that his mom dated, God knows, we don't know. What he's seen and what dudes that she's dated and had and treated her bad. He's probably seen all that and don't want to repeat all that. He's seen his mama being cheated on, so I'm sure he's like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And people just need to learn to accept it. And like I said, the life lesson about this show and what we learn from the tell-all and everything like that is that women need to stop and express their needs and not let their needs comes second to a man's needs, number one. And number two, women need to be honest with themselves about what they want when it comes to relationships. And if you're with somebody where your needs do not match, then you need to let it go. I don't care how cute he is. I don't care how much money he makes. I don't care how nice he treats you. I don't care what it is. If you are ready to settle down and have some babies and get married and all that, yeah, yes, Edith. Yes, Edith says breaking the dysfunction cycle. Yes, you need to break that cycle. People talk about generation curses. Let me tell you, if I hear another motherfucking black person talk about some motherfucking generation curses, I'm gonna lose my shit. There's no such thing as a generational curse. No such thing. There's no supernatural curse up here. Now I know when some people say that, they mean like a generation cycle of dysfunction. But some people are really saying it like it's some magical, mystical thing, like ooh, like it's some hoodoo guru. It is. It's not that. It's girl. It's not. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's no generational curse. It's just you following and you just going by what you've been taught and what you know and what you don't know. Again, as a woman, me who has a girl, I have a little girl. She's not old enough. My little girl's almost 9. She'll be 9 next month. But the fact that there are so many people out there, men and women, that their parents have never taught them anything about relationships, friendships, about anything. Like myself included. I had to go out in this world and feel around in the dark like Stevie Wonder. No one ever told me, okay, this is how you should be treated in a relationship. No one ever told me you don't let people disrespect you. No one's ever told me you don't let a man do this. Now, I know a man is not supposed to hit you, physical violence. Yes, I know that. But no one's ever told me that, like, this is this is how you have a healthy, happy relationship. I didn't have that example. I didn't have an example in the home. My grandmother wasn't dating nobody. She wasn't married to anybody. So I didn't have a parent or or a familial relationship to look up to like a lot of people do. Some people have that. Some people have both parents in their household, and some people have both parents in their household with horrible relationships. But I never had no one to sit me down as a young lady and be like, this is how you should be treated. This is how you not should be treated. I never had, I think a lot of men have not had their mothers or fathers sit them down and be like, this is how you treat a person, even being a friend. And yes, unfortunately, some do hit women. So, because some have learned it from at home. That's what they see at home and they normalize it. But I just realized that a lot of the things that I do and a lot of mistakes that I have made in my relationships, which is a shit ton, it's because I was never taught. I was never taught. I had to learn on my own. And then now I'm almost 50. And then I'm finally to the point where, damn, if I would have known that in my 20s, life would have been better for me. I wouldn't have had such a hard road. So now I'm determined with my kids to, my son especially, he's 12, he's almost 13, to talk to him not about, like dating, because I don't want my kids to date until they're 17, 18. I don't, no. I'm against children dating. You can have a friend, little friend, but I'm not for people having relationships in high school. I think in school, I want my kids to be focused on academics. Once you get to college, you can worry about that. Life is hard enough without relationships complicating things. And I tell my kids that all the time. I say relationships are hard. And it's hard when you're in adolescence and you got hormones. And I understand that people are attracted to other people. I understand people will like other people. That's just human. That's just natural. But the idea that you're having relationships in high school where if y'all break up, you're crying and you're emotional and you're, oh my God, she broke up with me. Oh my God, he broke up with me. Oh my God, oh my God. I think a lot of this is influenced by TV, movies, music, entertaining that has normalized this. That other cultures don't have this. Other cultures, there are a lot of cultures out there that the kids ain't dating at a young age. So I was against it a little bit, but as my kid gets older, I'm totally against it. I think a child should be focusing on academics at a young age, and focusing on getting to know who they are. I don't think anybody, male, female, Old, young should be in a relationship. If the best relationship you need to cultivate is with yourself. I think at an early age, my son is 12, we're starting to, get to the point where he's hitting the adolescence. So I'm starting to get my son into cultivating a relationship with himself, getting to know what his likes, his dislikes are. And we read books. There's a book for tweens. There's a book for teens. I have these books. I read these books and trying to get my son a good grounded sense of self. Because if your kid does not have a sense of self, that's how you get these teenage girls that are in relationships and they're in domestic violence situations already at the age of 15, 16 years old. You have these girls out here dating, not just girls, but I'm just saying, I'm just generally speaking. You have girls 15, 16 dating 20, 21, 22-year olds. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have access to my child. Like that's just not going to happen. And people are not talking to their kids, much less about anything sexual, but not talking to their kids about, like, I'm not talking about birds and the bees conversations. That too, that needs to be, but it needs to be talked about. Relationship conversations. I never hear anyone talk about they need to have relationship conversations with their kids. Not just birds and the bees and where babies comes from, but relationships. How do you act in a relationship? How do you treat somebody in a relationship? How should you be treated in a relationship? These are things that need to be discussed. And I understand that kids are immature and they don't know what they're doing. But again, I don't want my kid dating when they're not mature enough to even handle the concept of a breakup or a relationship or being manipulated emotionally or being pressured emotionally or mentally. Like I said, male or female. So it's time we stop acting like a 15, 16-year-old is grown and they can make grown people decisions. They cannot. If I get upset because my man did not pick up the phone and text me the other day and I'm damn near 50, I can put it in perspective and handle it. How the fuck am I supposed to get my son, if he was 15, 16 years old, to understand and grasp that concept? There are 30-year-olds out here doing the most and stunting for men and women out there that are like puppy dogs on a string, that are in dysfunctional relationships, that are being talked to crazy by their spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends or fiancés or whatever. How am I supposed to get my 16-year-old who has limited experience in life to wrap his mind around a concept of a functional and a healthy relationship? When I can't get I can't get my cousin to understand this at 31. So I'm expecting a 15, 16-year-old boy or girl to understand that? Grown people don't even understand that. So the idea of a 15, 16-year-old dating and you're going to have this healthy relationship, they may. But then they may not. And then you may dealing with a situation where it may damage that person. So I think like we need more Jamals in the world. We need more men especially to be honest about where they are in their lives. We need more people to be honest about what they want in a relationship instead of bending and capitulating to what the other person wants. Don't do it. I tell people all the time, it's okay to walk away for something that's not for you. Not everybody is for you. Not everybody should be for you. We got this notion in this society and this culture that, oh, I'm in a relationship, I gotta tough it out. Why? You don't. You're never gonna hear me advocate on this channel for anybody to stay together. They talking about Yari and Jovi, and Yara's like, I don't know if this is storyline or not. Okay, it's the reality shows. Take it with a grain of salt. But Yara and Jovi are married. They have a child. Yara is in Ukraine freaking out because this is filmed a year ago. So this is the heart of the Ukraine war. And she wants to be back with her family. But they have a daughter. So that's the situation with that. And people are like, Joey's like, well, what do you mean you don't want to come home? Because she kind of like don't want to come at home. And so it's a back and forth. Like I said, I don't know how much this is fake, is real. If it is real, because people have been in these situations before. People have married foreigners. They have went back to their country and been like, well, I kind of want to stay here. Their family get to talking in their ear. And then they end up like, well, I kind of want to stay here. And then the other person's like, well, I got a job and a life back in America. It happens. So it happens. You have conflict there. So they need to work it out and get it together. But I'm never a person that be like, well, y'all just need to go back home to America. And okay, they need to work out what they need to work out for the child, like visitation or custody or whatever. But I am never going to tell anybody on this damn channel that just because you're married and you have a kid, that you need to stay in a relationship that you're not happy with. If Yara's in a relationship that she is not happy with, if she is living in a country that she don't want to be here in America, which people was mad about that, why? People mad about that and they never been nowhere. Talking about America this, America that. I'm like, okay, so where have you been? Have you been outside the country? No? Okay, so don't tell me about America. Don't tell me America this and America that. Europe and America is two different societies. Two different things. No comparison. So y'all was going in on Louisiana and going in on America. Baby, America is not like this cloud, this pie in the sky. You know, oh, you like this coat? I got it. My daughter got the same coat except hers is red. I just got this color. I got it on Amazon, y'all. Amazon, girl. It's a puffy coat, you know. Even though it's not even that cold here. Even though it's like 54 degrees here, but I'm always cold. But yes, what pulls my teeth? Good morning. But people are going in on y'all like America is. I'm like, you ain't never even been nowhere. I want to tell people, where have you been? It's different here than in Europe. It's different. It's just a different vibe there. It's different here. There's less, especially in Louisiana. You know, especially like, you know, I've been to Louisiana. So it's so different in Europe. It's a different flavor where she's from. The Czech Republic, Ukraine, all of Europe, the way they build their cities is different. She can walk from here to there. She was saying that everybody got to drive here. It's made that way on purpose. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. There's an info. If you want to know about suburban and the suburban sprawl and why our cities are like the way they are and Europe cities are nothing like this, there's a video on there's a YouTube channel called Infographics where they break down like the difference between American cities and European cities. There's a difference. European cities are made for public transportation and walkability, and like most of our cities here are not. So maybe she doesn't like living in the suburban sprawl. Maybe she going in on America. She's like, I don't like the water here. America got some nasty water. You know? Yeah, but talking about girl, people don't ever leave their block, let alone their state. Right. So nobody can sit there and go in about Yara not liking America, and people are like, well, you ain't never been nowhere. Go to Europe and come back. I promise you, there's some cities in Europe that you will leave and never want to come back. Go visit Amsterdam. And you see the canals and the shops and the chocolate and the smell. You'll be like, fuck America, I ain't going back. Don't let that shit get you caught up. Like what Pulls My Teeth said, yes, grab a book. Hell, go on YouTube. They have whole walking tours on YouTube where you'll see how other cities are set up, how other cities look all over the world. And you will be like, dang, there's a coffee shop right there. I like the European plan, the way they do their cities, where you can walk outside your door and there's a train station. I love it. I find it absolutely positively beautiful in Europe. I love the feeling of being able to walk down the stairs and there's coffee shops. There's a corner store. I like the way it is in New York where you can walk down the street and there's a bodega. We don't have that in Texas. I live in a fucking suburb where I got to drive 30, 40 minutes just to get to the grocery store. And again, that's on purpose. That's planned. You know, because they want you to buy a car. You experience New Year's in London. And I ain't never enjoyed a New Year's in the States since. No, because it's a whole different vibe. And like because we're so far away from a lot of countries, and because travel is so expensive for Americans because we're so far away. When you go to Europe, they can literally hop on a train or a bus and go from one country to the next because, you know, their countries are right there. And so they easily travel all throughout the year. People in other countries travel. They travel a lot. But that's because they're right there. They don't have to jump in an airplane a lot of times. They can just, you know, get a damn bullet train and just go from London all the way to Germany on a train. And it's not expensive. But here we can't do that. We got to fly. It costs a lot of money. You got a passport over there. You know, they have they have the EU where they can go all up and down Europe. So, you know, so the idea that people going in on Yara because of her experience here, it's a cultural shock for a lot of people coming from another country and coming here. Like, it's such a shock to them. They see America as one thing on TV, and then they get here and they're like, America's kind of dirty. Yeah, our cities are dirty in Louisiana. Yes. Have you been to Japan? Japan is very clean. Very clean. The people there are very clean. Tokyo is one of the cleanest cities I've ever seen in my life. For a big, huge city, it's clean. They have a society of cleanliness. There's not trash all over the street and graffiti. They don't have that. I told people, I said, y'all know other cities don't have that. American cities have that. They don't have broke down looking like Beirut. They have a poor area where poor people live, but it doesn't look like the poor areas here. So it's just just a different thing. So like I said, you'll never hear me advocate some people staying together just to be staying together. If Yara's not happy, she need to leave Jove and gone. If you are not happy, you need to leave such and such and gone. Or back off, or say we need a timeout, or reassess, or whatever it is you have to do. I'm never advocating people staying together just because, well, we've been together a long time and we got a kid. Because at the end of the day, if you're unhappy, you're going to be unhappy today and you're going to be unhappy 10 years from now. It never gets any better. Trust me. I've never seen anyone like, oh, I'm terribly unhappy. And then 10 years from now, oh, I'm not unhappy. No, it usually be like, oh God, it's real. I should have most time 10 years later, they like, damn, I should have left 10 years ago. Am I right? Nobody is staying in a fucked up relationship going, you know what, I should have just stuck that shit out. No, who says nobody? When a person leaves a fucked up relationship, they out. They out. They not looking back. They not if they really truly leave, years later they're not going, man, I should have stayed with that dude. Most of the time they don't. If it's a really dysfunctional relationship where you're not being when you're not the asshole, when the other person's the asshole, nobody, you don't regret that. You just regret not leaving sooner. So I tell people, you're never going to hear me advocate staying together. I'm team divorce, team breakup all day. Because I believe that people should be happy. And people will have a better peace of mind in their spirit if they're in happy relationships. Whether it be friendships, I don't believe people being friends with people that they don't like or stab them in the back or they did some shady shit to them. You need to leave that person alone. People make mistakes. I get it. You can forgive people. I get it. But if you got a best friend who's supposedly your best friend, but they really your frenemy, and they always talking shit behind your back, they only come around when they need some money or they need a ride or they need some presents for their kids during Christmas, and then they want to pick up the phone. And any other time you need them, exactly like what Pulls My Teeth said, team leave his ass. I'm team leave his or her ass all day. Because I've stayed too long in relationships. I've lingered too long in bad relationships. And there's nothing but regret. I should have left that. I should have did that a long time ago. All day. Because life is too short. You only have one life to live on this earth. One. Yeah, one life to live. And life is too short to be in relationships where you're unhappy. So yeah, I'm Team Jamal all day. I'm Team Jamal. For what he said on the tell-all, I support. I'm not mad at Jamal. I'm not ready for a relationship. Yeah, we sleeping together. Yeah, I'm sleeping with other people. Okay, that's what mature people do. But again, Veronica or you or whoever should not be in a relationship where your needs are not being met, and should not be in a relationship where y'all don't want the same things. But you can't villainize another person for not wanting what you want. If you want to mess around and be with this dude and be with that dude, then be honest. Be like, you know what? I don't want a relationship. I just want to hoe around. I just want to sleep with this dude and that dude. And I want to keep it casual. And if the dude doesn't want to keep it casual, then he needs to walk. He'd be like, you know what? I don't want that, and walk away. Both of y'all just need to say goodbye. Bye. You're cute. I'm cute. We had a good night. We had a fun night. We can go out on a few dates. But this is not what I want. And know it early. Don't know it months from now. Don't waste your years with somebody and they still like, nah, I don't want a relationship. Nah, because you don't know if the person ever will want a relationship. Or maybe they just don't want a relationship with you. The weather in my city in Texas, it is 50-something degrees out here. Yes, it's 50. It's a lovely fall. Wait. Let me show y'all. Y'all see the leaves in the trees? See the leaves in the trees over here in this office building? I'm about to go to work. My work is back over there. But yeah, it's nice here. like 50 something degree. I think the high together today is 57. But yeah, I think that people should be evenly yoked in their relationship. And then you need to be honest enough and brave enough to let people go if they're not meeting your needs and not villainizing them. Now, if somebody's, you're saying I want a relationship and I want to settle down, and the person's like, oh yeah, me too, I want a relationship, and then it turned out they seeing other women or seeing other men, then you need to let that go. But then, yeah, that person is lying to you. That person is a fuck boy or a fuck girl. That they are lying, because people shouldn't be disingenuous just because they want their physical needs met. People need to stop that too. It's 2022, almost 2023. There's too many damn dating apps. There's too much social media. There's too many hoes out here for y'all to be up here lying. There's too many hoes. There's too many. There's hoes everywhere. There's hoes near. There's hoes by far. There's hoes in the trees. There's hoes in the ground. There's hoes everywhere. Men, women, everybody. It's almost 2023. People need to stop tricking people. People need to stop lying to people. If you get on a dating app or you meet somebody and you know damn well you just want to hit them draws and move on, then you need to hit them draws and move on. And you need to tell them, like, look, it is what it is. You know, if you have a chance to talk and you're on a dating app, then you need to say it up front. I only want to casually date. Or I'm just looking for FWB. Or I'm just looking for a hookup. People get on dating apps and say this shit all the time. There is no reason in 2020, almost 2023, that anybody should be tricking anybody into sex. You won't have to trick nobody into bed. No, you shouldn't have to trick nobody into a relationship. It's 2022, 2023. Nobody should be tricking anybody into a relationship with them. If they don't want a relationship, leave them alone. Stop fucking with them. If they don't want to give up the panties or give up the eggplant and they like, oh, I'm looking for somebody. Look, nobody wants a situation where you fucking somebody and you can't get rid of them. I'm just going to speak plainly to y'all. There's plenty of men and women out there that all they looking for is sex. And that's all they looking for. There's plenty of men and women out there who are looking for someone to date, looking for someone to be with, and it may be harder for you to find, but they're out there. But don't get your heart crushed or broken when it's not necessary. This is not 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know, and don't be a situation where you're pressuring people. Like I said, I didn't like the way Kim did it with Usman, where it just seemed like, are we going to be together? Like how it was in the beginning last season. That she basically started talking to Soulja Boy, and then she went over there to visit him, and she's like, well, are we in a relationship or not? Are we in a relationship or not? Again, you know, the way they did it was extreme, but this happens in real life too. There are people who are dating people, sleeping with people, and like, what are we? What are we? Are we dating? Are we together? Look, if you got to have that conversation with somebody, you've been dating and sleeping with this person for a while, and y'all have not had this conversation and months go by, you need to learn to walk away and just move on. Because the conversation should come up. If you're enjoying yourself, having a good time, if you think you're exclusive or you're not, first of all, you should ask that question. Are we exclusive? What are we doing? That's what you need to ask. And if the person is like, well, I don't know, I'm not quite sure, if they start hemming and hawing, you need to hem and haw your ass up out of there. If a person don't know what they want in a relationship, what they want in a person, they're either lying or they really are confused. And either way, you don't need none of that shit. You don't need a liar, and you don't need nobody confused. If you're 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, 60-something, 80-something, 90-something, 100-something, and you confused about what you want in a relationship, then you either need to sit down and have a good conversation with yourself or stop dating people until you figure the shit out. Stop meeting people until you figure it out. But if you're like, well, I don't know what I want, that's childish. That's what a 20-year-old says. That's not what a grown-ass person says. A grown-ass person, I feel, in my opinion, I may be wrong, but deep down inside, I think a person knows what they want. But they're just either afraid to admit it to themselves or admit it to the other person or other people. But if you 40 years old and you ain't figured out what you want in a partner in a relationship, if you want a relationship or not, if you want to just fucking not, if you ain't figured that out yet, then either you're being disingenuous, you're lying to yourself, or you're lying to another person. Because again, at that age, you should know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, you need to default to, I just want to have sex. I'm talking about in Singapore, people get caned for spitting in public. Hell yeah, they don't play that shit over there. They don't play that littering and spitting in public and all that. Little nasty motherfuckers over here. But yeah, I'm like, every place is different, but people just need to be honest in what they want and not get their heart broken when you don't have to. And it may take you longer to find what you want, but that's okay. That's okay. You have to be patient sometimes. And I get it. That people are lonely and people want a relationship and people want, companionship. I get it. But people need some self-honesty. I need people to be honest. You eliminate all the trauma and the heartbreak and everything that comes with relationships if people just be honest with other people and be honest with themselves and stop forcing people into doing things that they don't want to do. Stop forcing people into relationships that you clearly see this person is not ready for. Stop forcing people to be your fuck buddy when you know damn well that she's falling in love with you or he's falling in love with you, that he wants to date you. You can see it. You can tell it. You can tell that somebody really likes you and wants to be with you. Stop making that happen. Go find somebody else to be FWB with. And like I said, there's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of women out there. But again, people get greedy and people want the best of both worlds. They want this woman and she's beautiful and she got it going on and she got all this other stuff, but you want to have her on retainer while you have this other little pretty thing over here. Life don't work like that. You can't keep people on retainer like that like they're a damn employment agency. It doesn't work like that. If you dating somebody and they got it going on. They look good, they smell good, they got a good job, they got a good head on their shoulders, and they're a good woman or they're a good man, but they want a relationship, they wanted something, but you don't want something, but then you want to kind of keep this person. Don't do that. Don't play games with people's lives and people's emotions. Let them go. Like, okay, I know that what I want and what you want is not the same thing, and then don't let the person tell you, oh yeah, I want that too, but then their actions betray them. Yeah, I want something casual, but then the way they talk and the way they act and the way they text and the way they move with you scream something else. You come back and be like, well, I'm not sure that you really want what I want. Oh, yeah, sure I do. The lips say one thing, but the actions speak louder than words. And you let it go. You have to be nice enough you have to be good enough to let it go. Because again, the goal is not to hurt people, because that comes back on you, not to hurt people on purpose. I mean, I know sometimes it happens and shit happen, but the goal is not to deceive and hurt people. Iced coffee, y'all, every morning. It's like crack. I need to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Give me a sugar-free iced coffee from McDonald's with whipped cream and 6 Splendors. That's my order. But yeah, people just need to leave it alone. People need to be honest. And it took me many years to figure out. I had to figure this shit out by myself. But now I tell my kids, I have to pass it on to them as they get older, how to handle themselves and deal with relationships, deal with your emotions, learn what you want and what you don't want. Don't get into toxic, dysfunctional relationships where the person's going to hurt you. This person ain't shit. They're going to hurt you. Because deep down inside, I believe that people have another voice that's telling them, they have instinct enough to be like, okay, this is not right. This is a red flag. This is not good. But people just ignore that because they let their emotions and their body, their loins, their hormones tell them what to do. And it's hard. I know. Trust me. I know it's hard. It don't matter what age you are. Teenager, adult, it's hard. Dating is hard. Relationships are hard. But if you have a good sense of self and and you're not afraid to be honest, which you should never be afraid to be honest with yourself or with other people. Some people are not even self-honest. Some people are not honest with themselves. Some people are like, yeah, I want a relationship and I want to do this and do that, and they're a hoe. You're not, you a hoe. You a hoe, girl. Be a hoe. Don't let society tell you. Be a hoe. Go be a hoe. Use a hoe. I said that you's a hoe. And there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't fell in that trap too. Boy, society telling you as a woman, you should want to be in a relationship and have love and get married and settle down, and then you're thinking, yeah, that's what I want. And then you're not. You don't. You really. You're like, I want that. Do I? I kind of want to go to the club and shake my titties. I kind of want to put my titties in somebody's face. I want to shake my titties like this. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. You know you want to go to the club and just twerk, shake your titties in someone's face. You might get drunk, might go home with them, and then turn around and then block their asses and keep it moving. Like some women just want to do that. And women have to be okay and be honest with themselves and be like, yeah, girl, I just want to go to the club and twerk. shake my titties in someone's face. Get drunk and go home with somebody. And that's all I want to do. And be proud about it. And don't let your friends be like, ooh, girl, that's not cool. Nah, don't let your friends tell you that. Yeah, I can't play the game no more. Too much stress. I'm too... Like I told y'all before, men don't like me. Men don't like me no way. Men do not like me at all. Like, people be shocked, but men do not like me. Like, I'm going to say it before and I'm going to say it again. Men do not like me. Now, women like me, but I'm not gay, so... But men have no interest in me at all. None. I know that shocks some people, but men don't like me. I can say that on authority. People are like, no, that can't be true. And then if I brought my two friends on here that I go out with, they be like, yeah, men don't like her. like I know it sounds like the craziest thing when I tell people, but men don't like me. They just don't. Like, men don't like me. I don't care whether it's a dating app. Sure in the hell not in person. I don't have any men coming up to me and slide in my DMs or anything like that at all. Men just don't like me. Not in a romantic way. You know, I have some male friends, but men don't like me. Why? I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Oh, my grandmother. Oh, it's my mom calling me. But yeah, men just don't like me. So I've learned to just resign to my fate that men, you know, if you're too successful, men don't like you. If you're too intelligent, men don't like you. If you are hip to the game and the bullshit, men don't fuck with you. Not a lot. You got to find a real spectacular man out there to be on your level that'll fuck with you. But men just don't. If you too smart, men don't like that. But anyway, y'all, that's it for now. I got to see why my mom is calling me. You guys have a great day. And so that's it. Y'all have a good day. Gotta go. Bye.